I was hired to deliver a surprise for the wife. When I saw what was inside the box, the doorbell camera was already recording, the husband was blowing up my phone, and the wife was whispering, "Please, don't leave it here." Seattle at night is nothing like the postcards. Forget the glossy skyline shots with the Space Needle glowing like some cosmic lighthouse. For me, it's wet sneakers, late shift caffeine, and the smell of rain that sticks to your hoodie like regret. I don't do this delivery gig full-time. I've got a day job that barely pays the bills, and then I grind a few hours in the evening because, rent doesn't care if you're tired. That night, I was about to call it quits when a request popped up on the app. Big payout, fat tip already attached, and a note that caught my eye. Surprise for my wife. Please deliver inside the house. Just a quick drop in the entryway, nothing weird. From the office of R. Rule number 1 of the app. No going inside. Ever. You leave it at the door, you snap the proof photo, and you walk away. That's it. The platform repeats it like gospel because people get sued, robbed, or let's be real, killed when they decide to play houseguest. So seeing inside in bold letters, huge red flag. But then I looked at the payout again. It wasn't just good, it was stupidly good. The kind of money that makes you go, okay, may just this once. And let's be honest, my broke ass was listening more to my bank account than to the fine print. The client's name? Ryan. Picture one of those LinkedIn guys who wear Patagonia vests over dress shirts, talking about crypto at barbecues. His profile photo screamed, "Trust me, I manage other people's money." Perfect white teeth, blazer, fake casual smile. The kind of guy who calls his wife, the boss, in front of friends, then Venmos a stranger to sneak gifts into the house behind her back. I picked up the package from a warehouse near South Lake Union. White box, heavy, wrapped in a black ribbon that looked like it belonged at a wedding or maybe a funeral, depending on your perspective. The return label said, "The Velvet Room." I didn't Google it, but let's just say it didn't scream Bed Bath & Beyond. On my way out of the lot, I got the first text from Ryan. "Thanks again, man. Remember, just place it inside by the console table. She'll be home. Just say it's from my office. She'll get it." From his office? That was strange. But hey, people are into surprises, right? Maybe it was lingerie. Maybe it was candles. Maybe it was just something awkward he didn't want the neighbors seeing. I typed back the safest response. By policy, I can't go inside. I can leave it at the door. 30 seconds late, my phone buzzed. Cha-ching. Extra tip added. Then another text. "Please, man. It'll take you 30 seconds. This means the world to me. I already cleared it." Cleared it? With who? The delivery gods? The hoe? It reeked of bullshit. I drove across the bridge into Bellevue, past strip malls that looked like they were copy-pasted out of a video game, and into a neighborhood where even the recycling bins looked like they had better credit than me. Perfect lawns.
Now imagine what happens next. But before that, smash that like button and hit subscribe, cause the craziest part is just getting started.
SUVs parked with military precision. The kind of silence that makes you whisper even though you're alone. I parked at the curb, careful not to touch a blade of grass. You don't mess with Hoa royalty. One wrong move, and you're on a neighborhood watch Facebook group faster than you can blink. The house was picture perfect. White columns, brick facade, a door wreath that screamed Pinterest but with money. A Ring camera blinked at me like a lazy eye. I raised my hand to knock, but froze when my phone buzzed again. "She'll open the door. Just tell her it's from the office of R." That phrasing made my stomach twist. Office of R, like it was some James Bond mission. I knocked anyway. Inside. Footsteps. Then the deadbolt clicked. The door cracked open, and there she was. Brown hair pulled back, oversized sweater, the kind of tired face that says, "I've been staring at a laptop for 9 hours straight." She didn't look thrilled. She looked guarded. "Hi," she said quietly. "Is that for me?" "Yes," I replied, holding up the box. "Delivery from the office of R." The second I said it, her eyes flickered, not with happiness, with recognition, and then with something closer to dread. "Oh," she whispered. She opened the door wider. "Can you put it just inside, by the table?" That's when every instinct screamed don't do it. The rule book, the warnings, the stories I'd read online about drivers being framed for theft. But she was standing there, practically begging me with her eyes. I stepped 1 foot over the threshold, just one, and set the box on the console table. My pulse hammered like I'd just broken into Fort Knox. Then, as I straightened up, she leaned in and whispered so softly, I almost missed it. Please, don't leave this here. Take it back. Tell him it didn't work, please. At that exact second, my phone buzzed again. Ryan. Great. Ask her to open it now. There's a note inside, and another tip, stacked on top, like bait. Behind me, the Ring camera glowed red. Recording. From the sidewalk, a security guard in a maroon jacket started walking our way. The kind of walk that wasn't casual, but wasn't a sprint either, like he already knew trouble was brewing. And right there, caught between the wife's pleading eyes, Ryan's desperate texts, and a blinking camera recording everything, I realized this was no longer a delivery. This was a goddamn trap. The security guard's reflection in the glass door kept getting bigger. Burgundy jacket, clipboard under his arm, the posture of a man who lived for horror rules. If this was a sitcom, laugh track would have kicked in. But my palms were sweaty, and the box by the console felt like a live grenade. The wife, she hadn't told me her name, looked like she was about to cry. Her eyes flicked between me, the package, and the blinking doorbell camera. You can't leave that here, she said again, her voice sharper this time. He does this all the time. Just please, take it away. My phone buzzed so hard it nearly slipped out of my hand. Ryan again. Ask her to open it. I need her to read the note. Do not leave until she does. The tip notification followed, bigger than before. The man was practically shoving money down my throat. Ma'am, I stammered. Look, I'm just the delivery guy. If you don't want it, I can mark it undeliverable. But your husband. Her laugh was short, bitter. My husband doesn't care what I want. He cares about this, she pointed at the camera, about how it looks when he watches later. That chilled me. Watches later. So this wasn't about the gift. It was about the show. The guard finally stepped onto the porch. He gave me that polite, but not really smile. The kind that says you're already guilty of something. I just need to figure out what. Evening, he said, eyes darting to the box inside. Everything okay here? I froze. If I said too much, I'd be in trouble with the app. If I said too little, I'd look shady as hell. The wife saved me. Delivery, she said flatly. From my husband's office. The guard nodded slowly, like he didn't buy a word but wasn't ready to push it. Well, make sure the vehicle's not blocking the hydrant. He scribbled something on his clipboard and backed away, but not without one last long look at me. As soon as he turned the corner, she shut the door halfway, leaving me in the box trapped in this strange limbo. Her voice dropped to a whisper again. If you care about your job, don't follow his instructions. Leave. Forget you came here. Another buzz. Ryan's message lit up my phone like a siren. Tell her to look inside. Say, it's from me. Do it now. I wanted to throw the phone at the wall. My heart was pounding so hard. I thought the Ring camera might pick up the sound. I looked at her. She looked at me. And for the first time all night, I realized I wasn't in control of anything here. Not the package. Not the rules. Not even my own damn exit. And somewhere deep down I knew. The worst part hadn't even started yet. The box sat there on the console table like it had a heartbeat. Every second I didn't move, my phone buzzed again. Ryan stacking tips on top of commands like dollar bills would erase the creep factor. Open it. Please. Just open it. She'll understand once she sees the note. The wife's arms were folded tight across her chest. Her eyes weren't pleading anymore, they were furious. Don't you dare, she hissed. Don't you even touch that box. I raised my hands like a hostage. Lady, I don't want to open anything. I'm just trying to deliver and leave. That's all. Her voice cracked. Then leave. I glanced back at the door. The Ring camera was glowing red, recording every twitch of my face. The guard had disappeared around the corner, but I could feel him lurking, waiting for an excuse to come back. And Ryan, Christ. Ryan kept hammering my phone. Another buzz. I added another 50. Do it. You're part of something special. Part of something special? What the hell did that even mean? I wasn't part of anything. I was a broke guy with a side gig and a wet hoodie, trapped between a paranoid husband and a woman who looked like she'd been living under a microscope for years. Finally, against my better judgment, I nudged the box closer, just enough to untie the ribbon. My hands shook. The wife's eyes widened. "Stop," she said, stepping forward. But she didn't actually stop me. I lifted the lid. Inside was velvet tissue paper. I peeled it back, and yeah, exactly what my gut had been screaming. Lace lingerie, a couple of high-end toys I didn't even recognize, and a small red envelope taped to the lid. My face went hot. I snapped the lid halfway closed out of pure reflex. "Jesus," I muttered. The wife let out a bitter laugh, almost a sob. "Told you. He does this every damn year. Sends strangers to play delivery boy for his fantasies." I looked at the envelope. Against my will, curiosity pulled me closer. The outside said, "Open me, love." Ryan's next text. "Hand her the note. She'll read it. Don't leave until she does." I wanted to puke. She shook her head. "Don't you dare hand me that. It's not for me, it's for him. He watches. He replays. You're just another prop." The word prop punched me in the gut. Because she wasn't wrong. The Ring camera, the instructions, the staged lines like "Office of R," this wasn't about romance. This was about control. And I'd walked right into the theater. I shoved the lid closed and stepped back. "Look, I'm done. I don't care about the tips. I don't care about your husband. I'm leaving." She moved toward the door, blocking it. "If you walk out with that thing still here, I'll be the one who pays. He'll twist it on me. Please take it with you. Dump it. Say delivery failed." My pulse thudded in my ears. What the hell kind of situation was this? A husband paying strangers to force gifts onto his wife. A wife begging delivery drivers to cover her tracks, and me caught between their marriage and a camera lens. Another buzz. Ryan again. What's happening? Is she reading it? Put me on speaker if you have to. I nearly threw my phone through the console mirror. Instead, I shoved it in my pocket and looked at her. "You want me to take it?" "Yes." Her voice cracked like glass. "Please." Behind us, muffled footsteps on the sidewalk. A neighbor, maybe, or that damn guard circling back. My heart sank. If anyone saw me leaving with that box, what would it look like? A thief. A creep. Exactly the kind of story that ends up on Nextdoor with grainy screenshots. This man stole a package. Do you recognize him? The Ring camera blinked brighter, like it was in on the joke. The wife whispered again, urgent. "Take it now, before he checks the feed. I'll cover for you." My hand hovered over the box. My whole body screamed at me not to touch it. But the longer I hesitated, the louder the buzzing in my pocket grew, as if Ryan's text were an alarm couldn't silence. And then, like fate had the worst timing possible, the front door swung wider. A woman with a golden retriever neighbor, mid-40s, gym clothes, stepped right onto the porch. She froze, eyes darting from me, to the wife, to the damn box. "Oh," she said, her tone weighted cheerful. "Delivery? At this hour?" The wife's face turned pale. I wanted to melt into the floor. The neighbor smiled politely, but her gaze lingered on the box like she knew. And in neighborhoods like this, knowing was just the first step. Telling was the second. I forced a laugh that sounded like choking. "Yeah, just finishing up. Late shift, you know." She nodded, tugged the leash, and walked off. But not before glancing straight at the Ring camera. The wife closed the door fast, locked it, and whispered, "It's too late. He'll know you opened it. He always knows." I looked down at the sealed box, the red envelope still inside, like a ticking bomb. And in that moment, I realized the real question wasn't whether I should leave it or take it. The real question was, how the hell do I get out of this house without my life exploding along with theirs? The neighbor's footsteps hadn't even faded before I heard them again, the heavy, measured tread of the Hoa guard. Burgundy jacket, clipboard, flashlight this time. He wasn't just strolling now, he was hunting. The wife pressed her palms to her temples. "God, not him again," she muttered. "He'll report this. He always does." I glanced at the box, at the door, at the camera blinking like a red recording light in a courtroom. I could feel my own mugshot already being printed on the neighborhood Facebook page. Suspicious man loitering at my door. A knock rattled the glass. The guard leaned in, peering through the side window. "Everything all right in there?" His voice was too casual, too practiced. He knew it wasn't all right. The wife hesitated, then cracked the door just enough for him to see her face. "Yes. Delivery," she said quickly. "From my husband's office." The guard's eyes flicked to me, then to the box on the table. "Inside delivery? That's unusual." Swallowed hard. My phone buzzed again. "Ryan." "Of course. Open it." "Hand her the note." "Do it now." Another tip notification followed, like a bribe slipped under the table in plain sight of a cop. The guard raised an eyebrow. "Sir, you aware you're not supposed to cross the threshold?" I forced a smile that felt like it might crack my teeth. "Just helping out." "Quick drop off." He scribbled something on his clipboard, but his eyes lingered. "Make sure you're not violating policy. Folks around here are sensitive." "Right," I muttered, though every fiber of me wanted to scream. As he backed away, the wife shut the door and locked it tight. Her hands trembled. "He's going to check the footage. He's going to know you opened it." I pulled my buzzing phone from my pocket and held it up like evidence. "He already knows. He's probably watching live." Her lips pressed into a thin line. "Then you need to leave before this gets worse. Take the box. Pretend you never came." Another vibration. This time, not just a text FaceTime. Ryan was calling. My stomach dropped. The wife shook her head violently. "Don't answer. If you answer, you're his puppet too." The phone buzzed against my palm. The Ring camera blinked brighter. Outside, the neighbor's golden retriever barked once, sharp and loud, like it was signaling the whole street. I realized then, I wasn't just in their drama. I was in a damn fishbowl, with eyes on every side: husband, wife, neighbor, guard, camera. Every move I made would be replayed, judged, twisted. The phone kept buzzing. Her eyes locked on mine. The box sat there like a dare, and in that suffocating silence, I understood. No matter what I chose next, someone was going to see me as the villain. The FaceTime call kept buzzing in my hand like a hornet trapped in a jar. The wife's eyes were glued to it, her voice sharp. "Don't answer. That's how he pulls you in. That's how it starts." I let it ring out, my pulse pounding in my throat. The silence afterward was almost worse. My phone immediately lit up with new messages. "Answer me. Put me on speaker. She needs to hear me. Don't screw this up. You're part of this now." Every word made my skin crawl. Part of this now? No, man. I was supposed to be dropping off Amazon boxes and Trader Joe's bags, not starring in some suburban horror kink. The wife suddenly laughed, a sharp, bitter sound that didn't match her tear-streaked face. "You think you're the first? He's done this before. Different couriers, different surprises. He gets off on the control, on watching people squirm while he pulls the strings." My stomach flipped. "So what, this is like a ritual for him?" She nodded. "A performance. And now you're on stage." Before I could respond, the phone buzzed again. But this time, it wasn't Ryan. It was a FaceTime request from a number I didn't recognize. The wife's face went pale. "Oh God. That'll be her," she whispered. "Her who?" I asked, but she was already backing away. The call connected on its own, and suddenly my screen filled with another woman's face, mid-30s. Bright smile, glass of wine in hand. She looked like she was calling from a girls' night, music and chatter in the background. "Hi," she chirped. "We're watching." "Open the box. Let's see the note." My jaw nearly hit the floor. She angled her phone so others at the table could lean in, giggling, whispering. An audience. The wife slammed her fist against the wall. "Turn it off. Stop dragging strangers into this." But the woman on FaceTime just laughed. "Oh, come on. It's harmless fun." Ryan said it was romantic. Romantic? Watching his wife break down while half the neighborhood tuned in like it was a live stream? I felt sick. I ended the call and shoved the phone into my pocket, but the damage was already done. The room felt smaller, the box heavier, my own role in the circus clearer. I was the unwilling prop in someone else's twisted show. The wife grabbed my arm, desperation in her eyes. Take it and go. If you leave it, he wins. If you take it, at least you're free. Outside, footsteps again, the guard. Or maybe Ryan himself this time. The walls felt like they were closing in, and all I could think was, this wasn't delivery anymore. This was entrapment, and the final act was about to begin. I grabbed the box. My fingers dug into the cardboard like it might burn me. The wife didn't try to stop me this time, she just let out a shaky breath, like maybe, finally, she was free of it. But the moment I turned toward the door, the Ring camera blinked brighter, like it was winking at me. My phone buzzed again. Not texts this time, notifications. Live video. My heart dropped. Ryan was streaming the feed. Worse, he was sharing it. I opened the app by accident when my thumb slipped, and there it was. My face, the wife's face, the damn box, all playing in a live thread. And the comments. God, who's the guy? Delivery man or side piece? This is insane. I know him. Didn't he work at the Safeway on Main? My blood froze. Someone had recognized me. The wife saw it too. Her knees buckled, and she slid down against the wall, whispering, "He's doing it again. He's humiliating me. And now you." The guard's voice boomed through the door. "Sir, I need you to step outside. No good options left. If I walked out carrying the box, I'd look like a thief. If I left it inside, I'd be leaving her to the wolves. Either way, the internet already had my name in its teeth." The buzzing wouldn't stop, friends texting, coworkers pinging me, "Dude, is this you?" The story was spreading faster than I could breathe. The wife finally looked up at me, eyes raw. "You can't win. He makes sure no one ever wins." And then I heard it. The sound of a car pulling into the driveway, headlights cutting across the window, the door unlocking from the outside. I didn't wait to see him. I bolted, past the wife, past the box, through the door before it fully swung open. The guard shouted, but I didn't stop. I ran to my car like hell itself was behind me. As I peeled out of the neighborhood, my phone buzzed one last time. A message from Ryan. "Thanks for playing your part. Everyone loved the show." I tossed the phone onto the passenger seat like it was radioactive. My chest heaved, my hands shook, and the rain blurred the road in front of me. That was weeks ago. The video's still online, buried in forums, clipped into TikToks, dissected on Reddit. Half the comments think I was a homewrecker. The other half think I was a clueless pawn. And maybe they're both right. All I know is, I was hired to deliver a box, and somehow, I ended up delivering myself into someone else's nightmare.